I ran every single day for 30 days, 15 kilometers per day on average, like around that, which is completely ridiculous. At least for me. I know that some of you are absolute freaks of nature, so don't compare me to that, because I'm not. So no rest days, and a lot of excuses, but I couldn't really give in to them, because that's kind of the purpose of the challenge. And the thing is, I didn't break down. At least not at first. But as the days and weeks went on, I got really tired, and we're talking really tired and fatigued. And by the end of the challenge, I felt more drained than proud. Not because daily running is inherently bad, but because I messed things up for real. I pushed one parameter a little bit too far, and because I know that it's not only on the running but because of my own mistakes, I've got more curious and questioned, do you really need rest days or can you make some solid progress even without them? Let's break it down. So rest days are often considered sacred in endurance training, which totally makes sense, because rest is king. Most plans include at least one rest day per week, and for beginners and high-intensity athletes, so people who do train quite hard multiple times during the week, that's probably an exceptionally good idea. So the biggest misconception is that people think that you're making progress during the sessions, but it's after the session. So your body gets fatigued, your body gets strained, your body is stressed from the training stimulus, and then the rest period comes around and your body has time to adapt to the training stimulus that was pretty hard. So that the next time that we face this same training stimulus, it's easier, or the next time that we face something even harder, that becomes doable. Do hard shit, take rest, body adapts to hard shit, gets a little bit stronger, and then you can do harder shit and just progress from there on. Kinda cool and very simple. So naturally, you would assume, and me too, that more rest equals more growth. But no, not always. There are exceptions to this rule, and we're gonna dabble into that now. So if it wasn't the daily running, what made me so outrageously tired throughout this entire process? I wish I could say that this shocked me, but it obviously didn't, because I 100% understood what I was getting myself into. Didn't feel terrible because of the daily running. I felt terrible because I made the incredibly good decision to just double and triple my running volume, which is probably one of the best ideas I've ever had. Post-marathon training, before the challenge, I was running around 40-45 kilometers per week, just trying to get back into the groove of things, just having fun, not running too much, not taking it too seriously. And starting the challenge, I wanted to increase the running volume to make it really fun and actually push myself to my limits. So I started off with 70 kilometers of running volume, which is pretty close to doubling my running volume. I wouldn't do that if I was you. And because that wasn't stupid enough, I decided to run 100 kilometers in week 2, 110 kilometers in week 3, and 120 kilometers in week 4 of the challenge. And that was a lot. That's 3 times what I did before the challenge started. And that is certified stupid. And just, that's a lot. Nobody does this. Like, nobody does it. We have now established why I was completely destroyed after those 30 days. And the reason wasn't daily running. The reason was that I'm just kind of stupid. And that I seem to think that I'm indestructible, which I'm not. So the problem wasn't the lack of rest days. It was the combination between no rest and way too much running volume way too soon. I'm proud of that one, that's for sure. Think of it this way. Imagine your body is a bucket with a couple of little holes in the bottom to drain water. And water is stress. A little bit of water every single day is completely fine. Your body, or the bucket in this case, can slowly drain. But if you pour in water at a fast rate, then you can drain, it's gonna overflow. And my bucket was overflowing by day 20. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we do it. No, that's not how we do it. But let's find out how to do it. And here's where it gets kind of interesting, because there are different forms of rest. Rest isn't binary, it's not like rest day or like die, because there's passive recovery, so actually doing nothing and just full on resting, or there's also active recovery. Active recovery is very low intensity training, moving your body, still promoting blood flow, and in some cases enhancing recovery. And that's the easy zone 1 or low zone 2 training. This can actually accelerate recovery for some athletes. Think of elite cyclists who do like 6 easy rides a week, or pro marathoners with massive running volumes, 200 plus kilometers per week, which is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm quite far away from that, but running mostly at easier paces with low heart rates. Rest days aren't always required if your sessions are programmed intelligently, but you do have to respect the total load, not like I did. So obviously consider no rest days as a valid training option, and I think it can 100% work without any big problems arising. But what are these specific conditions that we need to kind of adhere to, hit, make sure that we prioritize in order for this to work? Number one, your volume increases slowly. Don't go from 40 to like 120 kilometers in 4 weeks. Do the 10% rule. 10% increase every single week is completely fine. And then after 5-6 weeks, do a little deload, going down a little bit again, and then just ramping it up ever so slightly, repeating that till you're running 500 kilometers per week. Second point is something that I actually adhere to. Most sessions are gonna be easy, low intensity, zone 1, zone 2, all the good stuff. I personally mostly did very low zone 2. For me, heart rate range was around 140 up to maybe 150 beats per minute in some cases, but mostly around 145, 140. And obviously, keeping sleep, nutrition, and stress in check, at least as good as we can, is pretty important, yeah. And the last point is gonna be listening to your body. If you're feeling supremely shit during one specific day, it might just be a very good idea to take it even easier, or maybe cut the run short, taking off some kilometers to give your body some form of rest at least. Because I know that some of you cheeky bastards out there are just as stupid and moronic as I am, and you're probably licking your fingers at the thought of going super hard every single day and pushing yourself and finding excuses to just ramp up the running volume, go hard every single day, be a hard motherfucker, be David Goggins, get those gains, work hard, stay hard. Let's talk about who actually needs the rest days. Yes, you, the guy who just started running and thinks that he needs to run every single day and hit 100k weeks. Please don't. If you are a beginner, so we're talking first months of running. Yes, 100% take that rest day. Your body isn't ready for not having rest days. It needs rest periods between the sessions because every single session in itself is quite fatiguing and stressful. You're not yet at the point where you can really gauge how hard a session was, and you're not good at pacing yourself properly, sticking to the heart rates. You don't have that much of an understanding, just running in general, and that's completely fine. But that's also the reason why you should give your body enough rest. 2 to 3 runs a week, that's gonna be plenty, and that's fine. Do that for a couple of months and then ramp it up slowly till you can eventually run every single day. Another one is if you train supremely hard, if you're doing a lot of faster stuff, if you're currently prepping for, let's say, 5k, 10k, half marathon, maybe even full marathon, training every single day might not be the best idea because going hard equals needing more rest. The harder the sessions, the more important it is to be well rested prior to that. I have a 5x2k interval session in about half an hour, and it's supremely important for me to not be completely wasted going into that session, because if I am, it's not going to be a productive run and I might just miss out on some incredible gains. And I need those speed gains because I'm a slow ass runner. And then there's still the classic: if you're sick, injured, underslept, on a caloric deficit, or chronically stressed, give your body enough rest so that you do function again. You don't benefit from running every day and going hard if you're not in a somewhat well-rested state, because the sessions in themselves are gonna be shit. You're gonna feel bad, the performance is gonna be bad, and you're just gonna add to the existing fatigue, making your performance even worse. I'm gonna be fully honest with you guys, the challenge that I did was way harder than I want to admit. I expected to feel somewhat bad, fatigue, just not in the best mood all the time, for sure, running this much, obviously. But I didn't expect to have such problems waking up every single day, close to every single run, feeling supremely hard, just not being a lot of fun. Even though during the challenge I said that it was an incredible experience and whatnot, yes, it surely was. My perception was definitely skewed by the fact that I was proud of the whole ordeal. Most runs felt pretty shit, not gonna lie, and I think I was making myself believe that it was better than it actually was to get me into a better mood, because my mood was all over the place during the challenge, and that was also something that I didn't expect. Being more impatient, having mood swings, being more irritated, not a cool thing, don't like that. And even the easy runs did feel really hard because of the tired legs, tired body, tired mind, tired everything. Still don't think that daily running is impractical, and as I said, it's just a combination of me fucking up multiple things at the same time, stacking too much, thinking I can handle it even though I couldn't handle it. And if I would have kept the mileage at a more steady level, keeping it at 70k and maybe ramping it up to maximum 100k during the last week, I think I would have gone through this challenge feeling way stronger, not nearly as crap, and not nearly having as many problems. So the final answer to the question, do you need rest days? You already know the answer. It depends. As with everything in life, if you manage to hold yourself accountable most of the time, take it relatively easy on most runs, eat enough food, sleep enough, minimize stress, and slowly but steadily increase the running volume and don't do the shit I do, I think you're absolutely golden. But the real question should be, do you actually need to do this? Is this question actually relevant to you? Do you actually benefit from taking no days off, or is this just some form of ego-driven action to make you feel extra hardcore. And I actually believe that more often than not, it's that. Most of us don't need to take no rest days. We can take that Sunday rest day and enjoy it thoroughly. Give our bodies and minds the break that they crave so much. And only if you get to a point where you run so ridiculously much that it's just impractical to take a day off, I'd say it actually makes sense to do this. Or if you're really into this sticking to a streak, having this challenge, fighting your way through this kind of thing, guess that's fine as well. But I wouldn't recommend it to most people, and I won't continue doing this myself. I have a rest day, and I genuinely enjoy it so much. So do you need rest days? No, you don't. But you need to recover somehow. Whether that's a full day off, a walk, an easy jog or easy bike ride, that's fully up to you. But don't chase the streak just to chase it or for clout. Chase sustainability, chase adaptation, chase progress you can actually maintain. Because more training doesn't mean anything if you can't enjoy it. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to check out the 30-day running challenge. It's gonna give you way more context to this whole ordeal. And it's probably one of my favorite videos that I've ever done, so feel free to give it some love. But don't forget to like this one as well and subscribe to the channel, because there's only more to come, and I'm hoping that the content gets better and better and better through time, and that I might figure out how to do this YouTube thing in a professional manner. And if you yourself are running on a daily basis, please let me know in the comments down below how it's going, because I'm actually pretty curious. I'd love to hear your experience. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and see you guys for next week's video. Bye!